All right, well, let's get to the top trending story online. Now, here is an example of what you should never do on the road. Now, police say a man was live streaming himself while driving, get this, over 100 miles per hour in a 55 miles per hour zone. And this all happened Saturday on Interstate 95 in Groton City, Connecticut. Now, the live stream video caught the driver crashing into a metal beam guardrail on the left shoulder of the off ramp. Now, thankfully, the driver was wearing a seatbelt and was not hurt during the accident. Now, I do want to go ahead and get to some of your social comments here. So taking a quick look, we'll see that Nancy basically says that he knew that the car couldn't take that curve. Checking out another comment here, lesson learned, I hope. Another comment here coming in from Angela. Someone like this will never slow down until they get killed or kill someone else. And then another comment coming here from Brenda. Thank God he did not hurt anyone else. And that's pretty much so what you all have been saying online when it comes to this story. I do want to go ahead and get back over to Ben. I'm curious to see exactly how you all feel about this.
You know what? If you're going to put other people's lives at risk like this idiot did, then that's karma.
That's like,
I'm glad he didn't hurt anyone else. I'm glad he's okay. Maybe he'll learn a lesson.
How ridiculous is that? Like, I don't understand why somebody would even want to. Number one, it's stupid to live stream just in general. Like, if you're driving around, like, don't do that while you're driving, even if you're doing 5 miles an hour. But like, you're going, number one, you're speeding, which is bad. Don't do that. And then you're on a live stream like that. Like, in the words of, Fred Sanford, you big dummy. Like, come on, man, stop. People need to stop doing
you know
stuff
what? Let's be honest. How many times have you been out there on the road and you're driving, minding your own business, you see someone pull up to you and they're on their phone? They're on Snapchat.
Oh, yeah.
They're doing all types of things on social media.
You know how many times I've been glad that Wendover has all those lanes and I can get away from the person that's texting and driving? Lots.
Yeah, it's really one of those things you have to think about when you're driving on the interstate. If you have space, you want to have that extra lane in between you and the car next to you, because you just don't know if the person who's next to you is paying attention or not. It's kind of ridiculous these days that people just can't get off your phone. Phones are ridiculous in there. Never mind. I'm not going to my whole old man rant about phones and all the apps and stuff. Go ahead, continue.
Bottom line, just make sure you are following all of the road laws for everyone's safety, okay?
Don't like technology. Sorry, continue. I'm finished now.
I like weather radars, though.
I do like weather radars. I do.
Okay, so coming up in your health headlines, there's a new study on why you should try the Mediterranean diet. Ooh, I like this. Okay, yeah. But first, here's a look at what's ahead on CBS this morning. This is after the Good Morning Show. And welcome back. Well, we're keeping our eye on entertainment this morning. And the question this morning is, who runs the world?
Who runs the world?
Girls, you already know this though, right? Okay, so the number of films directed by women reached record levels in 2019. A new USC study shows that over 10% of last year's highest grossing films were directed by women. Now that includes Greta Gerwig's Little Women, Hustlers by Lorene Scafaria, and Farewell directed by Lulu Wang. And you might know them as Hansel and Gretel, but now it's Gretel and Hansel. Now this time Gretel leads her younger brother into the dark woods in search of food and work, but the two quickly discover they're not alone. Well, Gretel and Hansel hits theaters January 31st. Plus, a crossover event fans of Hawaii Five-0 and Magnum P.I. have been waiting for. Now the two shows join forces to protect national security when a list of undercover CIA agents is stolen and a member of 5-0 is in danger. Now the back-to-back episodes air tonight on CBS.
You know, listening to
that was a lot of entertainment to get through.
You nailed all those names.
Okay,
listening
that's what I was thinking
to all those lists of women directors, it really makes it interesting that at 4:45 we were talking about how none of the women were nominated for a Golden Globe. I don't understand it.
Yeah, and some of those shows were definitely very good, and in my opinion,
Yeah,
worthy of nomination. And also talking about this crossover event, I like when you have these crossovers of these TV shows, especially the action TV shows. You know, Hawaii Five-0 and Magnum P.I. have like a long history of the shows back in the day, and I wonder if they had crossover back when they had those shows in the 80s. I'm trying to remember, something like that. So could be interesting, but you don't want to miss that. Action-packed shows.
I find when there's a crossover, I get hooked on the new show now.
Yeah, that's the way
you have
it
another
works.
thing to watch.
That's the way it works. That's right. More TV and more weather. Let's talk about that right now. Switching.
Do you know the silver lining in the clouds today? It's Friday.
It is Friday.
Exactly. And so this is the deal. So every Friday we like to take a look back at why the Triad is an awesome place to live.
It such is.
It certainly is. So this is for you. This is home.
Well, good morning and welcome back to the Good Morning Show. Well, he's gone from Carolina and has a new home. Former Panthers head coach Ron Rivera is now officially in charge of the Washington Redskins team. Well, coming up, fan reaction to his first press conference in Redskins gear. And be sure to let us know your thoughts on the coaching changeup using our Get To It hashtag.
Had to go buy a whole new wardrobe.
Yeah.
Good morning. It is 6 o'clock. I'm Ben Briscoe with Candace Redden and Taran Kirksey. We have all the weather news and everything you're going to need to get your day started. So let's get right to it with a look at the weather.
Yeah, let's get to it right now. Make sure you have an umbrella handy. We had some moderate to heavy rainfall over.
Sports is one of the top trending topics early this morning. And as you know, the Carolina Panthers dismissed Ron Rivera as the head coach in early December after 8.5 seasons. But it didn't take too long for the 57-year-old to find a new job. Now, during a press conference on Thursday, the Washington Redskins officially introduced Rivera as the new head coach. Now, Rivera vowed to bring success to the Redskins organization. Now, Washington has not made the playoffs since the 2015 season. They've also had 3 straight losing seasons as well. Well, let's take a quick look at some of the comments that we have here. So we have Jonathan saying, good luck there, coach, and thanks for all the things you did here in Charlotte. Moving right along to the next comment coming in from Amanda. Ron is just what they need. Carolina is going to miss him. Best wishes. Looks like a lot of congrats are in order. And this is for Greg coming in saying, I'll pull for any team on earth with a man of good character at the helm. Our loss, Washington's gain. All right, so that's exactly what you all are saying online. I'm going to go ahead and head back over here to the table because I'm curious to see what the fellas have to think about this. Okay, this is all about sports talk here.
I think it's a good hire for them. You know, the fan base there has been through kind of a lot. You know, there's been a lot of weeping and gnashing of teeth with the fan base in Washington. But maybe he can turn things around. Looks like he has a pretty good core. He has a really good young quarterback to start with. Looks like Dwayne Haskins could be the future there for them. So hopefully he can turn things around, and you know, we'll see how it goes. But you know, with the head coaching in the NFL, there's always another job kind of lying in wait. So I'm sure the day that Carolina let him go, he probably got a phone call from Dan Snyder like, hey, you know, you're interested in coming
he's got
over?
a big Rolodex after all these years.
You already know.
I mean, he snagged the job up pretty quickly.
Like
That's just my thoughts. What do you think, Ben? Are you going to be changing out your sports gear, like you said, possibly Washington Redskins?
No, but I do think that at this point he's like family to us, right? Like, love him or hate him, he's been with us for so long. He's like that uncle that you're going to see every time at Christmas now. So whenever we have a game with the Redskins, it's going to be really interesting to see who people cheer for.
Yeah, that first game is definitely going to be something to keep a close eye on. Something else to keep a close eye on, weather and traffic together here for you, so let's take a look.
Well, it's time for the social snapshot, but before we get started, you might want to grab a tissue. Seriously, go ahead, take your time. Get one? You got it? Good. All right, take a look at this. Oh boy, well, this heartwarming video shows a little boy in Arkansas singing to his baby brother with Down syndrome. The mother, Nicole Powell, posted the video on Facebook on Monday, and since then, the video has grabbed more than 1 million views and get this, 200,000 shares. Wow. Well, in the video, you can see Race cradling Tripp in his arms while singing 10,000 Hours by Dan and Shay and Justin Bieber. Well, Powell says Race bonds with Tripp by singing all the time. And that's a quick look at your social snapshot. Well, good morning and welcome back. Let's take a quick look at 3 trending stories on the web. Well, this morning, we're talking all things animals, from wildfires impacting them to counting at the zoo and even an elk crossing caught on camera. So we begin in Australia, where more than 1,000 homes are destroyed due to horrifying brush fires. But you know what? The animals might be experiencing the worst of the devastation. Many of the animals have been killed. The estimates are reportedly as high as 480 million. Now, for perspective, that's almost 50% more than the human population of the United States. Sad story there. Now, turning our attention to the London Zoo. Now, zookeepers have started counting the animals there for their yearly tally. Now, keepers have been charged with counting every mammal, bird, reptile, fish, and invertebrate at the zoo. Woo, that's a lot of work. Now, the annual audit takes almost a week to complete. And in 2019, keepers counted more than 19,000 animals. And back in the States, the question is, why did a herd of elk crossed the road? And as you can see, elk created quite a traffic jam in a small town in Colorado. Now, even though this all happened about 2 weeks ago, people, they just can't seem to stop talking about this all on social media. You know what? All of it was apparently, as you can see, caught on a camera. So that's something that I find extremely interesting. About to tell you this right now, I wouldn't want to be stuck in that traffic jam at all.
Yeah, they're deceivingly large animals. I went to Alaska once, and you think that elk are just the size of horses or something. Those things are huge, and I'm sure those folks in the car. I noticed that the tag there was from Alabama. They probably never.
They're like, what is this?
I'm from Alabama, and I've only seen elk once. Yeah, you probably didn't expect that at all.
So I have so many questions about this zoo count. First off, they don't have a list already.
No,
That seems weird.
Well, they have to do it every single year, but that is quite strange.
You think they would want to track it so they know how much veterinary care to give them and all of that?
Well, you put
something to look into,
animals
and then
in a cage, you get more animals that show up.
Okay, fair enough.
I see.
There may be some
And then
new ones there.
they use a chalkboard to do it.
It's nothing better than
Old school,
way.
right?
That's right. You put it in a phone or something, it might get wiped off, or somebody might accidentally delete it. You write it on paper or chalk, it's there forever. So there you go.
Yes, because chalk is permanent.
It depends what type of chalk you use. Maybe.
This is too much animal talk for me right now.
We'll
I don't
be
know
right
what's
back.
going on. Well, welcome back to the Good Morning Show. Well, tension in the Middle East is growing after a new military response to the protest outside the U.S. Embassy. New troops are now on the grounds as the Trump administration monitors Iranian threats. Coming up, a look at the comments rolling in about the situation overseas.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Good Morning Show. The time right now, 6:30 on a Friday morning, the first Friday of 2020. We have made it a couple of days into the year, and
I feel like we've been in Friday for 2 weeks. We had Christmas, and we had New Year's.
Yeah.
It's like a Friday full of holidays every day.
Yeah, during the holiday season, you're just like, you really don't know what day it is. Is it Wednesday? Is it a holiday? Is it Tuesday? I don't know. But now we're getting back on track, and let's get to it weather-wise right now. A lot of folks heading back off to work today, and temperature.
Let's get to the trending conversation on the web. Well, it's the big world news we learned about that has everyone talking. The U.S. ordered a drone strike near the Baghdad airport in Iraq, killing a top Iranian leader. So let's back up and explain. Well, this latest strike was reportedly ordered by President Trump as a reaction to protests outside of the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad. Well, the Iranian leader who was killed in yesterday's attack was allegedly responsible for planning those protests. Now, Defense Secretary Mark Esper said there are indications militias loyal to Iran are planning further attacks. Now, as tensions have grown in the Middle East, hundreds of troops have been deployed from Fort Bragg to the Middle East, and the situation has a lot of people talking online. Let's take a look at some of those comments right now and again, we have this on our Facebook page. Susan coming in saying that there will be retaliation. U.S. embassies around the world are in danger. Taking a look at another comment coming in, this one from Teresa. Attacking our embassy was a big no. The president had to act to save lives. This one coming in from Cheryl. She says, may God protect our troops. I'm praying for America. Once again, that's just some of the comments that we have been seeing online. Again, you can also feel free to comment on this top trending story on our Facebook page, and you can also head over to our website at WFMYnews2.com to learn more about this story.
check out the Roost. This treehouse getaway is the brainchild of Greensboro resident Amanda Albert. The treehouse does not have a TV, but it does come with Wi-Fi and heating and air conditioning. What a fancy treehouse. You have actually been to this, right?
Yes, it is fabulous. It is extremely amazing. And I know that there's no TV or any of that stuff, but I think that's really the point. So you can become one with nature and be
You
relaxed.
just look out the window or the roof. Are there windows in a treehouse?
There's windows in that treehouse. So it has
cool.
that natural
nice.
light coming in. But I'm gonna be honest, I'm not really want to stay at an Airbnb. I'm not. I don't think I will do it. But
You seem like you like the hotel, the linen changes,
exactly.
all
Let's
that
get to the
stuff.
hotel.
Yeah.
They could leave the peppermint on the pillow for me. And that's what I'm into. What about you all? You into the staying at an Airbnb?
Yeah, I've stayed at some before. If you stay at a good one, they do come in. They'll change the linens and stuff too sometimes. But I like the uniqueness of some of those.
Yeah.
You know, they had the shiplap. Chip and Joanna would have loved that. Nice rustic look there on the train. And I think the folks that are big fans of Dolly Parton probably would like the Dolly.
And you know, I like that we can take the dog to a lot of the Airbnbs.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
really helps out.
Yep, certainly. It's hard to find hotels that accept pets for sure. So, yep, pretty cool there.
It is also not hard to find, though, sports news, because there's a lot going on right now that Luke Glidden needs to get you caught up on.
Let's take one last look at what's trending online. Now, here's some Friday motivation to get you out the door this morning and working out. Yes, new year, new me, right? Now, 98-year-old Maureen Kornfeld is still in the peak of her swimming career. Get this, she has 14 world championships. She set 28 world records, and she was recently inducted into the International Swimming Hall of Fame. The most interesting part about all of this is that she only started swimming at the age of 65. And she's not the only one. Inspiring everyone this morning, meet 72-year-old Lauren Brizzoni, where her trainer posts videos of her CrossFit workouts each week, racking up thousands of views. Talk about, again, some Friday motivation that we all pretty much so can use.
Watching those amazing women work out, we felt so bad about ourselves until you got to the point that she said she started at what, 65?
Correct.
So there's still time.
There's still time.
We still have
yes.
time.
But you want to get out the door today.
Yeah.
Like, I am only trying to inspire you all to do it because I'm trying to really inspire myself. So I feel like if you all are doing it too, then I have to hold myself accountable, right?
Oh, true.
It is true.
Post on Facebook where it didn't happen.
Exactly. Exactly.
I'm going to go to AWA Fitness, get my workout on. That's what I'm going to do, okay?
Well, make sure you tune into After GMS today at 7:45. That's on Facebook where you can find out if we're actually going to work out today or not. And you have a great day and a wonderful time at work. Good morning, Facebook. Ben Briscoe, Candace Redford, and Kirksey here.
Good morning.
We are so glad you are joining us for After GMS, where we get to interact with you.
Yeah, we definitely want to hear from you. So if you have an opinion about anything that we're talking about, go ahead and holler at us right there on Facebook
We all got our
Live.
phones. We're logging in
Yes.
right now.
Logged
Make sure we
in,
get
we're
your
watching right
comments.
now. We're going to be talking about a bunch of cool stories. We have some cool Airbnbs, some
we
cool
are up.
tree houses to discuss as well. And we're also going to talk about weather. You know, we've started.
And now we're talking getaways. Now, what's the best place you've ever gone on a vacation? Be sure to let us know in the comments below. Again, head straight over to our WFMY News 2 Facebook page.
Especially cool, you know, I don't know about y'all, but I had trains growing up, you know, toy trains. I think it was a bigger deal back in the day, you know, people had toy trains, but just kind of be able to spend a night in a whole train car that has been refurbished and has that nice kind of a Western style a little bit in there. That's pretty cool.
You know, I was thinking about it, I think this is perfect for like your grandparents and kids.
Yep.
Because the kids are going to love the train,
Yep.
the grandparents will love the history.
Yep.
It seems like a really good marketing idea on their part. to do
Yeah,
this.
I think they might be onto something there.
Well, you both already said that you are into the Airbnbs, right? And then I admitted that, I don't know, I think I'm just a regular standard hotel.
Not you. You don't like that maid
okay.
service and all that in a hotel. No way.
Just give me a nice hotel
Yeah.
with a nice view, and I'm good to go.
Listen, we got a really great Airbnb out at the beach. This was a couple months ago, where they had a hot tub, the dog could come lay out
Oh,
beside
nice.
us. It was perfect.
Oh yeah.
That's what I like about them, when you get that whole house experience.
Yeah, if you pick out the right ones, I mean, there's some where it's like it's just a room or whatever. That we don't go with those. But if you have a whole house, or you know, some people have built like a garage with a whole apartment above it, and you can get in a really good location in a town and save hundreds of dollars. So instead of getting a hotel, you get, you know, an Airbnb with your own apartment a block or two away. for much less. But I mean, it just depends. Of course, it is nice to have the hotel experience where you can have room service and all that.
Yes, you get your
jazz as
fitness center,
Well,
just everything there.
Not gonna go to
I don't know.
that.
I don't go to a fitness center on vacation. Yeah, I don't
No, you're new me.
I don't even know
New
where it's
me.
at. Yeah, I never know where the fitness center is.
Oh,
I always pack my gym clothes and tennis shoes.
never
and
use it. So you never
touch
use it.
Oh,
No.
I'm gonna sit there and watch TV and
If
eat.
you were watching this right now, we want to know from you, where is your favorite place to vacation?
Yes.
Zyra says, I spent spring break in family in sunny Hawaii, the most beautiful place I've ever
Hawaii.
seen.
That's
pretty cool.
That sounds wonderful. Also, I'm curious because I spent a lot of time on the beach in the mountains in North Carolina. If there's an Airbnb or a hotel you really like that you've been to, let me know because I need the recommendation.
Yeah.
Ben, I hate to say this, but since we are on the Airbnb topic, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but the only thing that gets me a little worried is just those hidden cameras. I know we have all seen those reports before, so
Yeah.
so for me, if I do choose to stay at an Airbnb, which would be a very far away decision,
So,
I'm assuming.
but they-
I would
Hold on,
have
we
to
actually
truly do
learned
my
that you want to know how to
research.
tackle this.
Okay.
They have the
Break it down.
detectors.
Yeah,
that
they
you
have
can
the
buy. Yep.
detectors,
Okay.
or there's a really cheap, low-tech version of way to do this. You
Okay.
want to bring a little flashlight with you.
I like
You
cheap.
turn off all the lights in the room, right? And you shine that flashlight around, and if it reflects off anything, check to make sure it's not a
Lens.
camera
Yep.
lens.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
You have to be sure to remember that, you all. That's just a nice little nugget to remember. Especially
And
when it comes to
speaking of
safety.
nice things to remember, how about this good deed right here? A story is going viral this morning. Donnie Wahlberg, a Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, that's always fun to say. He left an IHOP server a big surprise. He tipped the woman $2,020 at IHOP. You know that was a lot for that bill.
2020.
The wife, Jenny McCarthy, tweeted out the receipt and wrote it was the 2020 Tip Challenge, encouraging others to pay it forward while eating out this year. I think for me, I might have to tip $20.20 because I don't got that kind of Wahlberg money. But
So you all are not doing the 2020 tip challenge. Let's just go ahead and put it out there. Are you guys going to do it?
we're gonna do our version.
2020.
Our version,
Yeah.
I will give
gonna
you.
How about I
tweak it a little
tip-
bit.
I will give you a good tip in 2020. You know, there you go. So it'll be the 18 to 25% in most cases. Sometimes you try to go 40% if they're, it's really good service.
40%. Wow, that's
I mean,
awesome.
occasionally, yeah. I mean, I'm really cheap in just about every way except for restaurants and traveling. That's about it. That's the only thing I
Okay.
spend money on. But, yeah.
Well, look, I'll say this. I feel like I'm happy that we're having this discussion because I really want to know, and hopefully viewers, you could chime in on this. Let me know in the comments. What is considered a good tip? Because I was under the understanding that it's that 15%, 20%. I mean, that's
think
your
20
basic
is solid.
standard.
Yeah.
So, so starting at 20.
I never
like
leave less than
18 is
15,
yeah,
period.
like 18
Okay.
is low. 15 is
Yeah.
like the bottom.
Like if
yeah.
it's terrible service, I'll
then,
live 15.
then I'll do 15. Yeah.
And then my mama growing up told me
Okay.
this. You still leave 15%, but then you leave 1 penny. Because then it lets them
penny?
know they did a bad job. Apparently it's some like
wow.
secret server code. I've never heard of this except from her. But
there you go.
she did it, so I kind of do it.
So if you have bad service, 1 penny.
In addition to the 15%.
in addition to 15,
Right,
15% plus one.
I think that's
Yeah.
because most people probably just don't like change. So you
Maybe-
get the penny and you're just like,
maybe so.
what am I supposed to do with this
Maybe
change?
it'll be a lucky penny for him and things will get better.
Yeah,
You
They'll
never
do a better
know.
job.
There you go. There you go.
Well, hey, we need to get back to some news headlines right now because there's still a lot more going on. High Point police are investigating. This is a really creepy story to me. After a bullet grazed a woman while she was driving. It happened Thursday afternoon on Gordon Street. Police say the woman heard gunshots and she pulled over. Only then did she look down and realize she had been hit in the stomach. Thankfully, it was only a graze. She's at the hospital now with non-life-threatening injuries. Police are looking into who fired those shots. Deputies say a Guilford County man defended himself from a would-be burglar, shooting the suspect in self-defense. It happened Thursday morning on Brightwood Church Road in Gibsonville. Deputies say they got a call about shots fired. When they arrived, they found a person with a gunshot wound laying in the road. He's now in the hospital. Again, deputies say this homeowner acted in self-defense.
And turning our attention to Greensboro now, the Greensboro Police Department is still searching for the next police chief. Well, the search has been narrowed down to 2 candidates thus far, and city officials are not releasing the names of the candidates due to the confidentiality of the search process. But we do know one of the candidates already works for the police department while the other does not. And as we know, the current chief, Wayne Scott, well, he will retire on January 31st. And 5 national swimming competitions will make a splash right here in Greensboro. Well, the Greensboro Aquatic Center says it will host the YMCA Championships over the next 4 years. Wow. Well, each event is expected to attract more than, get this, 3,500 swimmers, parents, and coaches. And city leaders say it will pump $20 million into the Greensboro economy.
Awesome.
That's amazing. It's a lot of cash.
Definitely good news there. And
Saturday 60 looks kind of nice, but my question is it going to rain all day? Is there a part of the day that we're good to get outside?
I don't think it's going to be nonstop rain, but there will be showers for a good chunk of the day probably. It's just depending on how fast that front moves through. Now, if it moves through fairly early, we should start to see things starting to wind
Maybe
down.
we'll move through like NASCAR fast.
That would be nice. That's always a plus. That's always a plus. I think the weird thing about Sunday, though, is we see the upper level low that's associated with this kind of pass over, you're probably going to see these dark looking clouds. Okay, there's going to be really cold air up there, and the clouds are going to look pretty dark, maybe even a little bit of precipitation out of some of those, and then it moves out of here. But Sunday's just looking at like a cold and kind of breezy day.
It already looks cold out there.
It does.
I mean, that looks just gross.
It looks gross out there. We have a lot of cloud cover, and we have a little drizzle right now, a little bit of fog as well. So not the best of Friday mornings as far as weather is concerned, but it'll get better next week. It'll get better.
Well,
we don't see any real
as
cold
long as
air,
you're not
though.
saying snow.
Nope.
I'm good.
Nope.
So
I will never say that word. Even if it was going to happen, I wouldn't say it. I'm just kidding.
So with this kind of gross weather, we're really looking for a getaway. And Barbara just chimed in for us. She said she had a home in Charlotte for over 50 years, 9 miles away from Holden Beach.
Nice.
Oh yeah, Holden Beach is lovely.
It's really nice.
Going to be 78 there today and break a 20-year record.
Yep.
Lucky Barbara.
It's going to be nice out there at the beach today.
That
for
sounds
sure.
wonderful. Maybe I'm going to head out there.
Yeah, it wouldn't be bad. You can maybe outrun the rain. Get out ahead of it. Get out ahead of it. So, a lot of the thing about North Carolina is there are so many nice like little getaways like that. You can go to the different beaches, and each little town or each little section of the beach along the North Carolina coast just has its own little vibe, and it's always cool to get out there. So, I guess during the winter season, you can actually get out there and get a good deal on hotels too. We were talking about Airbnbs earlier. If you go in the winter, just make sure you have a coat and a blanket if you're going to sit at the beach, and hot chocolate. It's actually pretty nice.
At the beach? I've never tried that.
Yeah, we did it once. It was actually pretty nice.
Well, there's a new New Year's resolution for you.
Go to the beach in the winter.
Thanks so much for watching After GMS. We are so happy you joined us on Facebook. We'll be back right here on Monday.